I was watching the China show today. This morning, my time, it was evening time in the United States of America, with Serpent ZA and also his business partner, Sea Milk, or Laowai86. And I did like their title, Pianogate. Now, if you haven't been following the news or my channel, please do subscribe and do check out some of the videos at the end of this show, which I will be advertising for you. Then you can understand more about this. Brendon, a pianist who plays in King's Cross St Pancras train station to entertain the passers-by, had a little bit of a conflict with some Chinese people who were working for or had a commission or a contract to do some videoing for the Chinese New Year, and they just didn't like what was happening and image rights, etc., etc. Now, I'm sure you know the story, and there have been lots of comments and reviews of how good Brendon is, and I would be one of them saying, yeah, everything is fine. They are just being caused upset. Officially from China, there has been nothing there, but it has reached China on their social media called Weibo. And what I've done is pulled out some of the comments. Now, this is all translated into English via Chinese, through Google Translate, which is not the best in the world, but it's there for you. Let's read some of them right now. So the first one reads like this from Weibo. Well-known British pianist Brendon, isn't this white trash? First racial discrimination, then provoking trouble, and finally preventing to be victimized. Just act rogue, act arrogant, and cheap, and go through the whole process. And then you can take these pictures at will in public places. I was told clearly this was not allowed, and so it's mean. Is that good or bad? Please comment below with that one. And again, this is on Chinese social media, Weibo. It's a little bit like Twitter, which is now called X, with that. And I would say that most people would disagree with most of the comments coming here, but I think it should be shown. Now, there is a gentleman on YouTube, and I've forgotten his name, and on other social media like WeChat, which is the big social media in China. It's a little bit like Facebook, where they actually do support Brendon, but there are some of the nationalists and would only take one side of the argument. Here is another one for you. Pianist Brendon, live broadcast the piano playing incident at King's Station in London. The Chinese involved explain the whole story. They were there to shoot a Spring Festival greetings for a company. The company being the CCTV television, state television. They waited by the piano for more than 40 days. Wow, 40 days they waited by the piano to use the piano for filming. The minute pianist just left. Due to confidentiality with the company, the Spring Festival greetings cannot be released to the public. Well, they were filming basically in a public place. Now, whether they asked the King's Cross St Pancras management whether they can film, and if they did, it should have been in a quieter time or in a private space, and if they did, they could have actually blocked off that area so they could have their filming. But they are in a public space, and other people were filming them as they went by, just to wish Happy New Year on the Chinese Gala TV's performance, which is a TV show on New Year's Eve, the Chinese New Year, to build up. People have it on, but it's not the best TV show in the world. And a lot of the singing is not live. What else did this person say? They didn't know he was live streaming for profit. Well, he's a YouTuber. We go on YouTube to make money, obviously. And even before the live broadcast, he filmed everyone video of people during which they had told they were Chinese. Okay. Another comment goes like this: even though he knew they were Chinese, he keeps insisting that they were Japanese. perhaps to piss them off because of their content. Here I disagree. Now, my girlfriend or partner is Cambodian. She looks very much like Thai. She looks very much like Filipino. It's easy to mistake. It's easy to mistake. I've been to Japan so many times, and I would say sort of like konnichiwa or anything to say hello to new people, but they have been Chinese. There's no offense taken, and vice versa. What else is there? They say he played a discriminatively song at the piano. Don't know about that one. I think they're just pulling at strings for this. They decided politely ask how long it would be before they could use the piano. After realizing he is a content creator, she asked him if she could delete the video in case he published their content online without their permission. Again, they're in a public place. Now, they can ask, but what the lady did says you're not allowed. And English law dictates you can. So this girl was dictating Chinese law in England, which is weird. But also in China, people go along with a video camera and they don't blur out their faces, even though the Chinese law does actually state about image rights, etc., etc. But in England, in public places, you don't have it. So that is wrong. They discovered that he was a blogger with more than 2 million followers on YouTube. So according to the police, said he was probably not allowed to play the piano there without a license because he's making money from it. So if I go along the street with my video camera, which I have done, and people watch it and there's advertisements, I'm making money from it. He's in a public place playing the piano, a public piano that anyone can play, donated by Elton John to the public or to King's Cross in Pancras. It's the combined station of two there. So that doesn't really make sense. We continue. The political characterization of the British piano incident is a low-end political hype incident in which anti-communist righteous people promoted communist sharing of wives. Oh, this is a new one. Kavanagh, who was talking about the piano, was obviously deliberately trying to anger those British light reds or red lights, don't know. Then he received various obnoxious, bizarre messages from various anti-communist righteousness. This is a really bad translation. Including that a bit radical fool who also had a gun on his body and a female bodyguard and was about to shoot, etc. The more ridiculous the information became, the more bizarre it became. There we go. These are not the full text, these are just a short text. So there was an incident in that bit where they said they were going to shoot you or something, but I think it was just a mispronunciation of shout. Yeah. And did he have a gun on them? Don't know. Was he the Chinese James Bond? Don't know. Today, this boogie-woogie pianist is very popular in the circle of friends. After watching the video, I feel that these people are really no match for him. I just saw a report of the British media that the piano donated by Elton John was surrounded and guarded. Dr. K, who studied literature, is quite unique. After working in middle school teacher for a few years, he quit his job to pursue his own music. Just like him in the video, he was unyielding and even wrote a scolding book after he left. So that's sort of like a positive thing. And if you do go into WeChat, for example, if you can get into WeChat, because you got to have a invite from a Chinese person, you will see a lot more there. I got a couple more to go. On January the 19th, a well-known British pianist, Brendon, broadcast live in the London train station. Several Chinese holding national flags appeared. The national flag is the Chinese communist flag, but here we're saying national flags. The other party asked Kavanagh to delete the scene in which there was in the scene, claiming it violated his portrait rights. Controversy arose between the two parties. Kavanagh sparked a heated discussion after sharing a pleasant experience, etc., etc., etc. Again, these is from Chinese social media, but no word from any media like Global Times or the Xinhua News or China Daily, which are the newspapers in China. And the final one I got here is regarding London's piano incidents. I am really speechless after reading the comments on Weibo. There are too many people who have been racially discriminated against for helping foreigners lick them clean. Lao Chang called everyone Japanese at the beginning and later asked the girls to dance as like they were dancers. Others refused and laughed at the fact. The British girls are still interesting. Furthermore, 1 month is a communist and 1 month is freedom of speech. Brendon is no different from other internet celebrities. He has a YouTube traffic password. Again, these are translations and I don't understand it. So there are some, if you read in between the lines, that it's fine. And these people do admit in a sort of indirect way that he was right. And we all know it's just blinkingly obvious that he was. And this was the CCP, this was the nationalists in China, caught with their pants down. When you are in entertainment, doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you are going to film in a public place, regardless of rights, you would ask permission from the train station, for example. Yeah. Then you would ask if you could have a sealed area so the public can't walk, straight through your area. If you wanted to use one of the utilities, you would have asked and then you would have blocked it off. That's pretty normal in any kind of like TV or filmmaking. Now, I used to be in the entertainment profession, and yeah, that's exactly what they did. The Chinese state media that were there, or the people who were doing the flag waving for the Chinese state media, obviously didn't do that. And they just expected to be able to straight away because they had the TV cameras, etc., etc. Well, they had mobile phones with the gimbal on the bottom of it. Nothing very spectacular. And Brendon sort of just came there and did his usual kind of gig. They could have come to him and actually asked politely, and say, how long are you going to be? But they weren't waiting for 40 days or 40 hours, maybe 40 minutes, but it's first come, first served. And I would guess that Brendon was there first. So it's his right. And then when he's finished playing, regardless if he's on YouTube making money or just doing it for fun, and it's just sort of like he enjoys playing there. So when Brendon has been on TV shows, possibly the top one he's been on is on Piers Morgan, people are going to listen. And this is a kick in the face or the pants down with the Chinese state media there because, well, we can sort of accept the first one that the girl's English was not the best in the world. And she said, no, you're not allowed to. But it was the actual guy there who was sort of, people accused him of having a gun in his pocket. And that's what he would shoot you, which obviously would be totally illegal in a country where people are not really allowed to carry guns. I'm sure there are some exceptions to the rule, but the everyday citizen is not going to carry a gun in the UK. So, your thoughts, your points of view. There are some in between the lines, some good things there, but it's mostly sort of like the Chinese CCP narrative, state media, nationalists, just going in and having a dig at poor old Brendon there. It was just so innocent, and you would say just through that he is a nice guy. I'm going to leave it there for today, and hopefully this is the end of it. I do hope that Brendon continues to play the piano in King's Cross and entertaining people and making money on YouTube. Why not? It's a great living. If you can do something good as that and people follow you and you make money from it, then hey, you've got the perfect job. And we would all like to have that perfect job. We don't just want to go to work because of money and 9 to 5. But that's the unfortunate case in some ways, that's how it is in the real world. I will see you a little bit later. I will wish everyone a happy, what's the day? Saturday today. I'm recording this on the 27th of January. And if you do like, thumbs up. If you do want to share it, please do on your social media. If you want to leave a comment, please do. As long as it's constructive and as long as there's no foul words, then it will get into the comment form. Otherwise, my keywords on that will block it. And I do look at these occasionally once in a blue moon. That's it. Oh yeah, and if you want to support my kitty cats, then you just click the link below if you got this far in the video. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.